Dave,
John,
Shane,
Chad,
these sci-fi guys.
And we are the Sci-Fi Guys. You can see us on the screen. It is myself, Shane, and John today. Although Shane, hold on a second. I muted you. There you go. You're unmuted now.
I am unmuted.
Hello,
I can
everyone.
talk now.
Everybody got real robotic for a second for me, and that was real sketch.
Robots. We
Oh
are
my
robots.
Mr. Robot.
Oh boy, we're starting off that way. Got it. Cool.
Hey, you brought it up. You brought it up.
You
I'll
brought
give
it
that to you.
exactly.
That's fair. That's fair. That is fair.
So, I don't think Chad's going to be with us tonight. He did say a couple weeks ago that he was going to be out for a couple of weeks. He was doing some traveling for work and stuff. So I think this was one of the weeks because we waited and we hadn't heard from him. So we are going to go. Oh, never mind. He has entered the stage. Yay! There's Chad.
Chad.
You're putting him to sleep.
Chad's tired.
No.
Chad's tired.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Well, first things first. Let me go ahead and we've got to do this. Hold on. Let me put John full screen. Whoa, that's the wrong button. Here you go. John, you are going to be full screen now. On the fly, you are no longer a Padawan. You have received the rank of master. There you go.
Congratulations.
Well, hold up. I thought we decided he's on the board, but he's not master yet.
He's not Anakin. All right, he's much better than Anakin.
Yes.
Thank goodness. I can't be a dark father because these kids have too much trauma already.
Right.
Yeah. What movie are we talking about today?
12 monkeys.
I did not even
monkeys.
12 monkeys.
They'll
You guys all
say
it.
I don't know how to say monkeys.
Monkeys.
Say it.
Monkey.
Yeah, it's right here. If I could ever, I knew I forgot to put something up. One of the slides up. There it is. 12 Monkeys. Yeah. The movie that had absolutely nothing to do with monkeys.
Yeah.
Well, it briefly did in there a little
It
bit,
briefly
which we'll
did.
get to it.
Yeah. Well, Chad's the one that picked this, so let me move him up to the top. Chad, can you give us a plot summary of this movie?
Well, give me a second. I think that was recording yet. See, I love it how y'all just surprise people. I can just.
Well, we said you told me that there was a couple of weeks that you were going to be out, and I thought it was 2 weeks in a row, and I didn't remember because I knew you were out last week, and I was like, was it this week? So I texted you, and you didn't reply. So I was like, okay.
Well, hold on. When did you text me?
When did I text you? I don't know, a couple hours ago.
Dude,
I texted you at 7:00, about an hour ago, hour and 15 minutes ago.
I had just checked my phone, so. Look, I'll be honest. All last week, I enjoyed being almost no cell service where I was. I'm like, I'm just gonna put my phone down and don't care about it.
Mm-hmm. Ain't got to worry.
It's always a good time to do that.
Yes.
So anyway,
All right.
while chat. Oh, you got it?
I got it. So,
Okay. Oh man, I just removed that for nothing. Go ahead. Something might pop up while I'm doing this. Sorry.
so this movie is a science fiction thriller about a prisoner from post-apocalyptic future who is sent back in time to investigate the origins of a deadly virus that devastated humanity. As he searches for clues, he struggles to distinguish reality from delusion while trying to uncover the truth truth before history repeats itself.
So what do we think of this movie? Those of you out there in YouTube land and audio land, spoilers, just going to throw it right at here. We're going to talk about the movie. We're going to talk about the ending because the ending is a big part of this movie. So just be forewarned, there is spoilers.
Yeah, it could be a spoiler. I don't want to spoil it. If you haven't seen it, pay attention to it. Because if you don't pay attention, you're going to get lost.
Yep.
It is a very easy movie to get lost in.
Yes.
Because I was watching it, I was sitting in my recliner and I was watching it, and there was a couple of times I actually rewound back because I was like, wait a minute, what was that? I was like, did I miss that? No, that's not right, And
yeah,
then I was
me
like,
too.
Oh, yeah. There was a couple of times, especially when Brad Pitt, some of the stuff he was doing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was a great character. That was a great character.
Actor. Yes.
Man.
Not your. I mean, I put him on our spreadsheet as the villain, even though he may not be. He may be. It's so ambiguous, So I put him on there, yes, but because I just wanted to throw a bone to him because oh my gosh, he was so good.
He was.
Yeah, I mean, especially when they were in the insane asylum for that first time. Wow, I was just like, dude, he's got some chops. His acting chops are really good.
There's a reason he stuck around in the business. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, John, you usually watch your movies 2 times speed. I hope you didn't do it on this one.
I did, and I survived just fine.
Wow, you did better than me at 1 speed.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was 1 speed and I had to rewind sometimes.
Same.
It didn't stop me from rewinding, but it's the speed I'm used to now.
See, I listen to podcasts when I listen to on my audio. I listen to them at 2 speed.
Oh, you got to suck everything in.
No, just listen. Well, like if I'm listening to ours or I'm listening to those Sci-Fi Guys or something, I listen to them at 2 speed, And then even some of there's one of them I listen to. It's the 70s versus the 80s, and a lot of times, I mean, it makes the music sound funky, but I'm like, I want to hear what they're saying. I mean, I've heard the music before, most of it. So if it's something I haven't heard, then I'll turn it back to 1 speed just to listen to it. Like, oh, okay, and then go back to 2 speed again. It's nice though. Apple now has it where anytime I can keep it on 1 speed normally, but if I get our podcast or those Sci-Fi Guys, it automatically switches it to 2 speed for me. So
that's
I
good.
was like, that's cool. I didn't know it could do that. So learned something new recently. So what'd you guys think of the movie? I mean, we're not rating it yet, but what'd you guys think of the premise of it, the outcome, the ending? Bruce Willis is acting, just throwing it all out there. And also that is a reason, I mean, you guys all got my text, right? That we switched because we were supposed to do another movie in 2 weeks, but it had Bruce Willis as the lead actor. And I was like, let's just push that one off till later on and I'll swap it with something different because you don't want, I love Bruce Willis, but you don't want too much at once because then you'll start getting confused on the parts, at least I will. So.
Yeah, but I mean, this movie was good. I skimmed through it. I already watched this movie about 2 or 3 times already so I just want to catch up on some stuff. But the movie had a great storyline, great premise behind it. And thing is I normally don't like movies you have to really pay attention and it goes to different places. When he went places, it stayed there for a while where you can get to kind of, what's going on to get you where, hey, you have to know watch for this character when you start seeing. So you mentioned Brad Pitt. Every time he jumped, somehow Brad Pitt was there. You got to think. You got to think
when he was in the 40s.
Yeah,
But his other buddy was there. What's John Cena? Not John Cena. The other John Cena. Senna, or is it Senna? S-E-N-A?
Yeah. Senna, not Cena.
Senna, right? Yeah. So,
but you gotta think the future was using prisoners to, hey, I'll let you get out early, but you got to go do this first as an incentive. Remember, he was a prisoner. He wasn't a
Yes,
cop or
I know
anything.
he was a prisoner, but that is the dumbest thing to do. Is you're going to send a prisoner back in time to find something, and I guess they had they didn't show that. I mean, I assume that's why when he was in the psych ward and he just disappeared, I'm assuming they just, that's when they brought him back, and they have a way to do that. They can always bring him back whenever they want to. But why would you send a prisoner? Why wouldn't you have people that would volunteer to say, hey, let me go do this, instead of forcing people to do it? I don't know. I just
in case they get lost or killed. And that way, not.
I mean,
Voluntold?
overall,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just what was it? Just cannon fodder.
That's it, cannon fodder. That's the word you were looking for. Yeah.
I mean, that overall idea of a few loopholes, plot holes, if you will, I think is prevalent in the movie. But I think overall, I love I don't know. It's almost to me like a reverse like Groundhog Day situation, because it's not quite you're living the same day so much as you are the reason you experienced everything you've experienced. And I think that idea of a closed loop, if you will, gets very interesting. I think that's the part I appreciated most. It does make you think a little bit, but like just the entertainment of catching up as both the audience and watching him realize, like, oh, I did these things. It was me this whole time. Like, I think that part was very interesting and very entertaining. And I think that part is what captured my attention, is kind of the laying out of the pieces where you thought it was not necessarily going to head to it being him the whole time, but like that's where we landed. And that part was very good to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you kept seeing that over and over again, every time he woke up, you kept seeing that same scene happen. And I don't know. One thing I couldn't get past, I guess that it bothered me because they never really answered it, was how did she know him? Because she's like, I feel like I know you. And they never really came back to that. I mean, I don't think it deterred from the movie at all. But I just think for me personally, I was like, I would have liked to have known, was it just a deja vu thing, or did she really, was she also someone from the future that they sent back or something, I don't know. So I wish they would have gone more on that. I guess we could talk about that for when we fix it. But I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I didn't. One thing when I just went back and looked at the spreadsheet. Chad is the only one who had ever seen this movie before, out of the four of us. So I just knew it was Bruce Willis. So I was like, okay, it's Bruce Willis. Great. 12 Monkeys. What? 12 Monkeys? I guess the title, I never really got the title. That's from the director. That's kind of the way he wanted it. He wanted it to be really ambiguous until the reveal, Yeah. And so, so I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I really would. I'm probably going to, I'm not saying this year, but I'm definitely going to go back and watch it again just to see the things that I missed, because I'm sure I missed a lot, and I watched it at one speed and I rewound it a few times, just like, but it was one of those movies definitely that was like, you gotta think, you really gotta think, and you gotta keep going back to what happened at the beginning and where is this going. So
100%.
Yeah, this is definitely a movie that really, really, like you said, you have to focus on, and also it really takes you on a journey. Like John talked about, there's a lot of looping, and you see something that happens at one point and it doesn't connect until later. To me, sometimes it was a little bit too hard to follow sometimes. But I do think overall, once you've seen it and you kind of think back on it, it really was a good storyline. There's just parts in there that were just kind of jumping here to there. And kind of like Dave said, it kind of created some holes that you kind of had to go back and fill in. I will say also, when you think about the music of this, the music was very quirky. I think, especially that main theme, which to one point, that main theme actually was a tango. So it really kind of fit kind of the quirkiness of this movie. And another fact about this movie that I think just really kind of fits in with kind of the quirkiness of the storyline. The director of this movie, I'm trying to remember what his name was. It's it's Gilliam. He actually had two composers that he liked. He liked Paul Buckmaster and Thomas Newman. And he liked both of them so much and so equally. The way that he decided which one he was going to use, he literally took a coin and flipped it. And
what?
Yes, he did. He took a coin and he flipped it, and Paul Buckmaster was chosen from the coin flip.
You're
Yes.
joking.
I am not joking. And Paul Buckmaster had never composed for a film. He had worked mostly in the rock realm. He worked with David Bowie. He worked with the Grateful Dead. He also worked with
When you said
Leonard Cohen.
I was thinking Dwayne Johnson. When you said The Rock, I was thinking Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Mostly in the rock realm, rock genre. Okay. But yeah, this was his first film, and he only composed for 2 films. This one, and I think it was one called Most Wanted or something like that. But it really kind of fits the quirkiness of this film when you see it in retrospect. When you're watching the movie, it's like, this really doesn't fit. But after you've seen it, you're like, oh, I see why they did it that way.
Yep.
Wow. Did you know that this popped up when I was looking up something. There was a science fiction TV show called 12 Monkeys that was based on this movie. Did you see any of it, Chad?
I didn't get a chance. I want to.
Because, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it like an 88.
Wow.
Which is, that's unheard of. So
that is.
It was on for 4 seasons. So
that's interesting.
Hey, those of you out there in YouTube land or audio land, tell us in the comments, was it a good series? Is it something we should watch? I'm not sure we'll go ahead and do it on the show here, but it looks, the premise is, it says it's a sci-fi series that aired from 2015 to 2018, loosely based on the 95 film and inspired by the short film. I can't pronounce that. La Jetée. So the show follows time traveler James Cole. So it's the same character. Wasn't it James Cole? Yeah, he was James Cole. Wasn't he? James Cole. Oh man, I'm going. Yeah, James Cole. Okay.
Yeah, it was James.
I'm so glad I put the name. I put the what role he plays and then who the actor is next to it on my spreadsheet, so I can keep track of
there you go.
Some of these people. So what did you guys think of Dr. Stowe? Right? Isn't that her name? Dr. Stowe? The female? Catherine. Her name was Catherine.
Yeah.
It's played by Madeline, but
it might have been.
I think I messed up because I put the same last name on both of them.
Catherine,
I think it's Madeline Stowe is the actor.
There's Madeline Stowe's that. It's Catherine, what, Railly.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know why I typed it in there wrong. Raleigh. Dr. Raleigh. That makes sense. More sense. I thought she was decent. I thought she was fine as an actress. And again, I keep going back to, where do I know you from? As a psychologist, I thought she was pretty good because she actually wanted to get, wanted to get to know what was going on inside his head. I mean, actually talking to him while so many of her comrades and peers were like, oh yeah, he's just crazy. They just send him on his way. The police were taking care of it, and she's like, I don't know. There's something about this. It's not right. It's not sitting right with, and that's usually a good doctor. That's somebody that's like that needs to be fixed, somehow. And let's see if we can get to the bottom of it.
Right.
So, yeah. All right. Let me. Anybody else have anything else you want to talk about? Okay, we got to talk about the ending. Let's talk about the ending, man. Gotta talk about I mean, I loved the whole loop around where it was when he was a boy, he saw himself get killed, but he didn't realize it was himself because of the mustache and the Hawaiian shirt and the long hair and all that. And then he just kept having that dream over and over and over again. What I want to get to is on the airplane. What did you guys think of that part? Did you get that was one of the scientists was the one that was sitting next to him.
Mm-hmm.
And when she was like, yeah, I'm in insurance. Like, she was there to make sure that the virus was spread.
Yeah.
Because they then gives them something that they're going to be working towards. They were actually in on it.
I get that, but why would you do that? If you could prevent a Holocaust, wouldn't you? Instead of just giving yourself job security? I mean,
most people would, but there's great evil.
Yeah. I mean, I almost want to go back and change her to be the evil one.
Well, you got to think with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, I just thought it was weird that was. And again, when Cena gives him the gun, and he was like, "Why do I need this? I don't understand." And you could tell it was basically closing the loop. They were like, "Okay, you've done what you needed to do. We know where it is now. All right, we can get a sample of it when we go there, and then boom, now you've done your part. We're not going to bring you back because you would not do well after you breathe fresh air." You've eaten regular food and not slop, and that kind of stuff. Listen to music. I mean, I love the part where he was just like, music is great and all that.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question before we go to the next one. Shane, it's mainly for Shane, but everyone gets to pipe in. Why is it? And you can tell I'm gray, so I've lived in these generations. Why is it? I mean, because we just celebrated the 250th anniversary or the 250th birthday for the United States,
America.
And we were watching the big show, the one that was at the Capitol and all that, and that was done by mostly military singers, from the different branches and stuff. Why is it that they only sing 70s and 80s songs? Because they were the best generation of music. That's besides the point. But seriously, you don't see a lot of newer stuff. You don't see them out there singing Taylor Swift songs or.
I get into that.
Well, it depends on where you're watching. For example, if you watch like the one in New York, it is completely different. It is completely contemporary, newer artists, things like that.
Really? Okay.
Yes. The Capitol Fourth is usually much older, much older. Not sorry. I'm gonna try that again.
Back in my day, you know what I'm saying.
Relatively older audience, so they tend to lead into more 60s, 70s, 80s. That's kind of been their trend. It's kind of been their trend.
Okay.
But I will say, when you're talking about the music in general, I think that a lot of the music of the 60s, 70s, and 80s is a little bit more original. Honestly, I think more than you're thinking of some of the things nowadays. I think you're kind of getting into more mashups of things that happened before. I think there was a period during that time when there was just a lot of good original content. You can look at it now, and a lot of the things that are written now have roots back to what inspired them. And that happens in every generation. I understand that.
That's true.
But it's just a little bit different to me, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, we value your opinion, Dr. Music. So.
Well, thank you.
Okay, we're at the part of the show where we're going to rate this movie. Okay, we're going to rate this movie on a scale of 0 to 5 lightsabers. Chad actually has to do double duty. Chad, we need you first to rate Godzilla from 2014. Since you weren't on the show last week, if you got a chance to watch it. If you haven't had a chance to watch it and you don't want to rate it, then just bypass it. We'll go on. We'll get you another week because I know you've been traveling a lot. So
Let's see here. Well, I remember Godzilla when I watched it. It was good. I don't think it. I mean, I'm just going to put it right at a 3 on that.
Right at a 3. Well, hey, you're right in the middle. John and I both gave it a 2.5. And Shane gave it a 4.
I'm surprised Shane didn't give it a 5.
Oh, whatever, Chad. Whatever.
He's his
He
favorite.
wanted to. He wanted to. He was like,
well,
No,
but
I did
he
a
also
4.
agreed with us that when you watch the movie and it's a 2-hour movie and you don't see Godzilla in his glory,
yeah,
for the first hour and 5 minutes,
Yes, it was a great reveal of him, but it should have come earlier.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Chad. For this movie, what did you give this one?
So, like I said, I watched this once before, twice. I've seen it several times, and to get to it, the storyline was great. If you're just starting out to watch this and you're not paying attention, I can see where if somebody's going to disagree with my rating on this, I'm going to give it a 3.5. Just because you got to sit there and once you know what's going on and you can start figuring it out, it's a great movie and great story premise. Yeah, there are some loopholes and some little plot twists, plot holes, but they really goes with this movie, with it.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, John. How about you?
So, the premise again being a factor here for me, as well as just the overall entertainment value. Definitely could watch it again. Looking back at old ratings, it definitely places above several that keep me from putting it at 3.5. So for me, I think it is a strong contender for a 4, and so that's where I'm going to put it. Particularly because I think it matches up with a lot of my other 4s this year, and so solid 4 for me. Just great story. I enjoyed the watch. I didn't mind the think. I liked the twist at the end. So yeah, solid movie for me.
Okay, Shane.
All right, so both of you so far have said that you would definitely like to watch this again. I need to watch this again so I can figure out a lot of things I've missed. I'll be honest, the movie while watching it lost me several times. Now that I look back after seeing it, it really did kind of improve my opinion on it. I think you kind of had to see the entire thing to really get the entire premise. I'm excited about some of the questions we have coming up, especially the ones talking about fate with this movie, because it really dives into that. The music to me was very quirky. I didn't really understand it until I started researching it. Then I'm like, oh, I see why they did that. So to me, this movie is a little bit lower just because it lost me several times. I never could quite get back on it. But I think when I watch this again, it will get better. But I'm going to give this a 2.5 solid.
My, how the turntables.
Wow.
I know.
He's a Grinch this week.
I'm actually in a good mood. I mean,
he's got to make up for that 4, almost a 5 rating from Godzilla.
Mute him, please. Mute Chad.
Well, okay, for me, I originally wanted to give this a 4. I really did, because I thoroughly enjoyed this. However, I'm kind of going with some of the same things that Shane was saying earlier. Is I had to go back and rewatch some things. So if I would have been seeing this at a movie theater, I wouldn't have been able to. And I had to look up. I was like, was that actress the same one at the end? And then I kind of got the explanation of what was happening. I didn't quite catch it at first. And and plus I cannot. I mean, the two movies I've given a 4 this year already were Mando and Grogu and Batman, and it's not nearly up with those two. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to be the same as Chad. I'm giving it a 3.5. Just because, like I did 2010, I did a 3.5, and I kind of figured on par with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's kind of where my reasoning on that, and kind of how I think. I mean, it was really was a great movie, and I'm like Shane. I'm going to watch this again, and maybe even pay even more attention this time, just to make sure I don't miss anything.
Good luck with that.
It's difficult. Well, what's nice is actually on my TV, I got the big TV. I can actually put earbuds in, and they hooked up to my TV, so I can actually just sit there and listen and not have all the background stuff. And I should have done that for this movie, just because. But I didn't know. I mean, I went into this thing saying 12 Monkeys. It's a Bruce Willis 12 Monkeys, and I remember Chad saying something about time travel.
Pay attention.
Well, I remember you said time travel, so I was like, okay. And then at first I was just like, okay, this is okay. And okay, now he's in jail. All right, let's see. And then from there, it was like Shane said, it was quirky music, quirky outfits. Of course, I remember the 90s, so those didn't bother me, but just like the clear plastic. I mean, so many movies in the 90s want to say everything science fiction has to be a clear plastic thing. You remember when we did Mario Brothers, they were the same way, clear plastic. So
we do have to give a big shout out though for Brad Pitt's character. That was some good acting. That was some really good acting.
That was, honestly, that probably kept mine from going down to a 3, because his acting was on top. Bruce Willis's acting was good too.
It was.
I mean, he wasn't a typical diehard, John McClane, bad dude. He was just like, okay, yeah, all right, I don't know how to drive. I don't know how to drive. So, okay, let's got some questions here. All right. Here we go. What moral or ethical questions does the film raise about creation, life, or destiny? We're definitely going to talk a lot about this one.
I was about to say, it's kind of the main point of the film.
Yeah.
You said it. Bruce Willis' character realized it was him going back, affecting all this. It was his own doing, his own fate, his destiny to do this. You really used to say it's, but there was that scientist on the airplane that was trying to get the kick starting and go. So you can't really tempt. Almost all this is going back. Hey, you create your own destiny, or you can't really create life. You can take life. So he's they're trying to do both, trying to take that, make it their own destiny where they have a job security, and then also have, I want to try to save the life. It's trying to save and before keep this going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think on this part for sure. The whole closing the loop, it was a self-fulfilling prophecy, basically,
Yeah.
Because as a kid, he saw what was going to happen to these people, or what happened to these people as a kid. And then he goes back in time and then has to become that, basically. So I think the best way to describe it is when you look at Back to the Future, and then they said every timeline is here, and then and the TVA is the same thing for Marvel. Every time you make a change, you get a different timeline, a different branch going off of it, and then these are the what ifs. And I think this movie didn't want to do anything like that. They wanted to keep the same line all the way through. So that's why it was destined that, one, you were a criminal in the future. you're not going to be released. You know, you have a good memory. That's why you were trying to save things. You're trying to help, and they're giving you that opportunity. But at the same time, you were a criminal, so they're not. You know it's not going to end well. He was trying to get away. They were trying to fly somewhere to get away. I forget where they were trying to fly to, Key West or wherever it was.
It was Key West, I think.
Yeah, I think it was Key West. They were trying to go to Key West and to get away, and it wasn't going to happen. You know, he should have known. Okay, you know, like if he wouldn't have made the phone call, they might have actually prevented everything. But because he had to make that one phone call at the end to tell, hey, and then Senna was like, okay, here, take this gun, you know, and you got to stop him and it was hard to find you because you took your implant out, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So,
yeah,
you know, his destiny was for sure to close the loop, I think is how I would look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that idea. I mean, it's just again that question of how much free will do you have, and I think science fiction really, as a whole genre, I think hits a lot on that aspect. This movie in particular is very much, I think what made me truly enjoy it more so is the expectation subversion of, oh, maybe he is going to change the future, because the whole time we're going through the film, that's what I'm thinking is, oh, he has a shot. And then we get to the end and it's like, no, he was destined to just hit here and hit this loop again. And no matter what, that's just what he's going to do. And so I think just that almost pulling the rug out on that idea of free will, or the illusion of free will, I think was very interesting to see in this format. Because a lot of times sci-fi kind of fits on the you're in control of your own destiny. And this film is almost like you're in control of your destiny, wink. And we've seen other films do it. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's not a unique theme per se, but I think this movie did it very well. And so I like that subversion almost of, nope, you think he has free will. Wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it shows too, like what you're saying, what is going to happen is going to happen. You're not going to change it. Destiny is kind of set. Your fate is kind of set. And when you think about it, even from a Christian worldview, thinking about it like this, we've all read the end of the book. We know what's happening at the end, no matter what. So I mean, this overall sense of destiny has already been set into motion, and no matter how much we think we are actually going to change it, it is still going to end up that way. And like you said, John, I think you said it so well. As you're going through this movie, you're thinking, okay, he's going to change it. It's going to happen. And then there it is. Happens just the way he envisioned it the whole time.
Well, it's the whole way it happened, actually, you know, because he was a kid at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. All right. We don't need any more questions, do we? Let's go ahead and let's just fix this.
Fix it.
Indeed.
That's right, indeed. Let's go ahead and fix this movie. What do you guys think, in your opinion? I guess we could do it as a group, or we could do it individually. What would you do to fix or improve this movie some way? I could say one of the things, make it a little bit easier for us, the audience, to understand what's going on. I think that's a big thing where
that would be my big one.
I want to be able to enjoy this movie, but I don't want to have to take a dissertation on it and go do research after the movie is over to figure out what was going on or anything. You know, I mean, even it could have been a scene of, you see the scientist at the end taking off her lab coat and wearing that exact fit just for a minute. I mean, it could just be a quick thing when she's talking to him, like, we're going to send you back one more time and do this. And then she takes that off. And then you see that later on, that exact same outfit. Then I think that would just be like, oh, because then I would have been like, oh, that was her, knew it immediately instead of, was that the same character? Was it, and then get onto Reddit and see all the rants people put on there and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously, let's update the clothing. It doesn't have to be clear plastic for everything. I mean, obviously, when was it? When was this movie produced?
95.
Yeah, early
95,
90s,
I think.
mid 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been
and
nice.
again, everything was. Oh, let's have clear plastic, and let's have I mean, and we don't use clear plastic for like anything anymore.
No.
Yeah.
And here we are in 26. Just things like that. I would do. I mean, I think the story is good. Maybe if you're gonna have the Santa guy, make him there more often, so we kind of understand that like maybe he's just his partner or something, or he's looking out for him or something like that. I don't know. It just seemed like because you kind of saw him at the beginning. Was that the one he was talking to when he was in jail?
Mm-hmm.
Was that the one he was talking to? Okay, it's just the makeup and stuff. Maybe you just kind of clean that up a little bit so we kind of get it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Somebody else throw something out there.
I would have liked to have seen this movie made today with the technology we have and just some of the filming resources that we have. I think this movie, if it were made today,
Like a
could have possibly I'll say that again. It could possibly be on the same level as like an Inception or something like that, because there's a lot of elements that are very similar. But I just think because of when it was made, it was limited on some of those things that it could do. So I would have liked to have seen it made more modern. I think it could have done even better, really and truly.
Yeah.
Now, would you want them to go back in time to say the 2020, or you want to stick?
I can see them doing that.
The 90s.
I could see them going back.
2019.
Really and truly, either one. Really and
No,
truly.
not
You can go to
COVID.
either one.
We're not doing COVID again.
Yeah,
We don't want to live through that again.
you could do the
No.
COVID version of it.
No, fits it. Just stop like doing. Because if you remake this like this, give it something like it where everybody knows. Like nowadays, like, oh, you go back in 2019 to try to stop COVID-19. That way,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Chad, you just sparked something in me. Have any of you guys seen the movie Clue,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
the comedy? All right.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
how it has multiple endings.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
All right. This movie should have done the same thing. Had the ending we had here,
Mhm.
and then this could have happened, and then you had him actually stopping him,
Mm-hmm.
and then to see
That would
what
have been
happened
killer.
That
in
would
the
have been.
future. Then you see a different you see a different future completely, or something.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that would be kind of interesting to see. I was expecting the happy ending, which we didn't
I was
get,
too.
and I was okay with it. So because of the way they did the movie. So, but a lot of times you always want that happy ending. So I just think this could have, or it could have been an after credit scene or something, as the way we do how they
it's
do
not
that now.
Marvel.
I know it's not Marvel, but so many other movies are doing after credit scenes
Mhm.
anyway.
They are.
Not back in the 90s.
That's true.
I'm just saying, if they did it now, Shane just said we're going to do it now. Redo
Yeah,
it.
if you do it now, there you go.
If they're redoing it now, and then they go back to say early 2000s or whatever, I don't know. I think maybe 80s would be even better because the outfits.
Mm.
I digress.
You're right. That's
Right.
fair.
Fair.
See him going, what is with that hair? Or something. No,
Hairspray.
I think it would be very interesting to see it from two perspectives or something. I just think that would have been an interesting way to end it instead of
Oh, yeah.
the same ending. So that way, you as the audience can choose your ending, kind of which one that you like
Yeah.
better. So
That's fair. Mhm.
yeah,
I think I would have liked to see the confusion of that in real time, just send out a different ending, not even a pick your own ending style. Just, I think, send a different ending to every theater that it went to and just
well,
Mm.
Clue
cause
did
mass
that.
chaos
In
on the internet.
Mm.
Clue did
That would
that
be
and
chaos.
crashed and burned. And I could take. I mean,
I know.
and that was why you got what you have now with the multiple endings, because when they first sent it, because some people were like, "Oh yeah, what'd you think?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, well, having Mr. Green kill Mr. Body was great." He's like, "What? No, such and such did.
Yeah.
No, such and such did. And
Now, before the age of the internet, yeah, I see where that got confusing. But I mean, if we're moving it to modern times, I think the internet would greatly lead to more advertising and people trying to find different endings, going to different theaters. I think it would have driven marketing in the modern age.
yeah, could be. All right, we have fixed or improved this movie. I think we did a good job. Anybody else got anything else we want to add to it? I think we need to add one more thing. Have Shane fix the music so it's not quirky. Have it.
Yeah.
Well, the quirkiness fit it. After
Quirkiness
you see
will
the
fit.
movie, it fits. It
After
fits.
you saw the movie, but while you were
Yeah.
watching it, you were just like, "What?"
It was weird.
Again.
It was weird.
Dude,
Why?
Yeah, I think that was the biggest question I had so many times was why? What are we doing here? So I think if they just tweaked some of the things, I think it'd be heck, they're rebooting everything around here.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
What?
they haven't.
Well, I think that's what they was trying to do with the TV series instead of trying to do a movie. You could, I get why they did a TV series to another movie. You can do a lot more of the TV series to tell the story or try to draw this. You can draw it out where that way you're not jumping back and forth. Each episode or each season is a different. Hey, he's going to stay here for about 10 episodes. So you can play
Well,
it.
we always talk about it each week too. I mean, to follow up with what you're just saying, I think one of Shane's favorite things to do is, hey, this needs to be a series,
Yeah.
on how to fix it. And I think that's what they did. I did look up here. It is on Prime Video. So if any of you guys have Amazon, you can watch that. I'm halfway through season 2 of Fallout, so I gotta finish that first before I can start a new series.
I gotta watch season 2.
Yeah, I'm halfway through, almost. Well, I think I'm on there's only 8 episodes. I'm midway through number 5 or 6. I think it is. So
I'm about
getting
3
close.
more episodes done. I'm gonna try to finish watching the Spider-Noir.
I've only seen the first one, and then I got to go back and watch the rest of those. So that one is
It's like I said, it's good, and it kept me and my son watching it. Oh, we gotta go to bed.
yeah. So, all right, everyone, we appreciate you guys all watching, listening, and doing all that stuff. Until next time.
Crash and burn.
These Sci-Fi Guys is an independent broadcast that is not affiliated with this movie or TV series. We would love to hear from you. Please contact us by leaving a comment below or by emailing us TheseSciFiGuys@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, or share this podcast with someone else who enjoys science fiction.
Subscribe or be vaporized.